This thing working? Test.
Looks like it's
Brandy,
working.
put your eye in there, see if it works. There you go.
Oh wait, it's gonna fall.
Ooh, oh shoot. Hope people aren't watching. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
How come I only see 0? That's weird. What's going
I
on?
don't know.
Everybody, say hi if you see us.
Oh, it says we're live.
Says we're live. This thing working?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Here they are.
Oh, there was a delay. There was a lag. All right.
I'm gonna start a watch party.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, testing. Everybody. Hello. How come I only see 0? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Professionals here.
We know exactly what we're doing.
Oh, absolutely. What is up, everybody, to your special edition of our Daily Dose of Awesome? I have here the wonderful, the talented Brandy Shaver as our 6th, I believe 6. There might be more.
There might be more.
I might have gotten the number wrong. 6th case study for our magnetic sponsoring launch and promotion. Magnetic sponsoring, obviously, it's the book that changed my life, but the ideas in that book have, I guess have had a ripple.
Yeah, I would kind of say a ripple effect.
Yeah, ripple is kind of a small way of putting it because Brandy is not only a master of enrollment. Brandy, you started with us 3 years ago.
Yep.
Is that right? Yep. So you started with 3 years ago, and I'll let you tell your story, but I'll tell it now.
Okay.
So you guys will hear the story twice. No, just kidding. Brandy's not only a master of enrollment and recruiting, but Brandy has also mastered the art of attracting builders into her organization. In fact, I think, Brandy, up until this point, you've sponsored about 6 six-figure earners.
Yep. 6.
And you're going now on 2 7-figure earners.
Yeah.
Into your team, which is like a dream come true for anyone watching. But it's actually more accessible than people think. That ability and talent, because you're just 3 years into us working together. It's not like you had to wait 3 years to get any of those results.
No, definitely not 3 years.
Yeah. So why don't you share with our wonderful audience here who's watching right now? By the way, we're in the middle of a promotion, and everything that we're going to talk about here is as a result of the ideas that have come out of this little book called Magnetic Sponsoring, which you can go get at magneticsponsoring.com. It's actually a free book. You just have to cover shipping, and it's the book that changed my life. When I first got this book, I paid $40.
Whoa.
$40.
I definitely didn't get mine for free.
Yeah. So $40 I paid. We're literally giving away the book that has revolutionized the industry, and it's now in a revised edition and expanded. Includes 4 bonus chapters that were missing from the edition that was published in 2014. And I'll talk a little bit about that, but go get your book at magneticsponsoring.com if you haven't already. Now, with that said, Brandy, please share a little bit with our audience. So right now we are in split screen. We are not in the same room, even though we were just looking at each other. Hey, this is a split screen. Like, we are not in the same room. Just wanted to make that clear.
Oh, funny.
Be sure to share this on your personal page, your fan page. Start a watch party on your personal page. I highly recommend you do that. I will personally select somebody at the end of this call to have a personal 20-minute consultation with myself. But you gotta do.
Can I qualify for that?
Well, you're gonna do the watch party?
Mine's already going.
Oh, okay. So Brandy has a watch party going on her page too. So set up the watch party. Go to your fan page, your groups, both, and I'm gonna select somebody at the end to get a personal call with myself.
That's
awesome. We can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be marketing. So we can talk about baseball, whatever. So it's all good. Anyway, Brandy, tell us a little bit about kind of like your journey, where you came from, because you actually started building old school.
Yeah.
You had some success, and then it all went to crap.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how.
Yeah. So you want to know about the crap?
Yeah, tell us about the crap first. Because a good story has the rags to riches story.
It's true, it does.
And so we need the crap in order to kind of build up.
All right, cool.
Anticipation.
So I started in network marketing years ago. In my current company about 6 years ago now. 6 years ago, and super excited. Went through my warm market. I made some really great money my first few months. And then my warm market kind of dried up, and and nobody was really willing to do what I was doing. How many of you have experienced that, right? They didn't want to do the home meetings. They didn't want to, and most people had like a real job. I don't know, like, right? Like, who has real jobs? But most people had a real job, and they weren't willing to do what I was doing, which was at that point when my business started to gone through the warm market. I was stalking waitresses and hunting people in malls. And I actually live in a really small town of about 5,000 people. And so you can imagine how quick my warm market was gone. It's a really small town. They kind of know what you're doing before you do.
So they all started talking to each other.
Brandy's in this. Like, run, right? Like, they were like, run.
Do not answer her calls.
Do not answer her calls, right?
She's really good at closing. She got me in.
That's exactly what happened. And so I had to drive 2.5 hours one way to go anywhere that had more than just a Walmart, because prospecting at Walmart gets old. And when you live in a town of 5,000 people, it's they're kind of the same people over and over and over again. So anyway, I went to work, right? I did the whole driving. I did the whole go where the people are that you enroll. And it just, for 2.5 years, I did that. And I only enrolled one person, cold market. And it just, what I found was that every time I went somewhere, people were staring at this, right? And so I go in the mall, and I remember the very specific time that I was in the mall. It was the Orem Mall in Utah, and I stood in, the foyer or whatever they call it, where kind of people mull around and there's like couches and, it's like the center. It's not kind of where everybody eats, but just like people can sit there and like hang out. I stood at the end of that foyer and just was like, it was like a light bulb moment. I was like, everybody in here is staring at this, and I'm trying to get everybody in here to have a conversation with me. And so I was like, how can I get into this? How can I get in front of these people? How can I get them to come to me? And so that was my search, where I started to look online. Of course, I found, things that were not effective. I did some really weird stuff that I don't recommend, like putting your stuff inside of like yard sale sites. And it just, like, a lot of stuff, I was just searching for a way to do it. And I found an ad, and I didn't know it was an ad at the time, but I found a post that said, hey, the 5 lies you've been taught about network marketing, right? And so I clicked on that, and that's where my journey started with the strategies that are taught inside of magnetic sponsoring. And so about 4.5 months after learning those strategies, I had between 4 to 10 people a day reaching out and saying, hey, I want to know what you're doing. What company are you with? I need some help. Could you possibly show me how to do what you're doing? And that solved my number one problem, which is, for network marketers, not enough people, or not enough qualified people to talk to. And so that's where my journey started with attractionmarketing.com and magnetic sponsoring. So.
Awesome. And so you found us, you found attractionmarketing.com. And so what happened at that point? Like, what did you do first? Now that people are reaching out to you, because now you have a really huge following and you have mass enrollment into your team. So how did that story continue? And just share that part. I have some follow-up questions.
Okay, cool. So I, for one, did not know how to copy and paste. So kind of the technology was a roadblock for me. It took me, I had a huge learning curve, but I'm very determined. Yeah,
well, if you guys have ever struggled with techie issues, drop me a number 2. Let Brandy know she's not alone.
Yeah, and I do find that a lot of people are in the same situation. Like, they're just, it's kind of overwhelming early and a little bit intimidating, the whole techie thing, trying to figure it out. But it wasn't something that I couldn't learn. And so it took some time to build that up. I worked really hard. I spent a ton of time learning the skill, like trying to hone the skill and following the roadmap that attractionmarketing.com had laid out for me. And that's really what ended up happening, and just kept following that roadmap. And when Ferny said jump, I did.
You jumped twice, 3 times.
I jumped twice or 3 times just to make sure.
And so how was these ideas received among your upline or other people in network marketing? Like, because I'm assuming, drop me number 3 if you've ever dealt with issues where people in your upline or network marketing world are skeptical of what you're doing. So
yeah, definitely. Some of my upline was receptive. Some of the higher, like one of the top distributors in my company was like, well, at this point, what do you really have to lose? Because my volume had gone all the way back to like $1,500 a month, really. And that wasn't, you know, like, that's not even like I don't even know, $5 a month residual check. I have no idea what that even is.
Cha-ching.
But yeah, like I wasn't really like rolling in the dough, right? Like my team wasn't really growing. It was kind of just me and then one other couple that you might be familiar with. But yeah, that one was very open to it. He's like, well, what do you have to lose? Like, if you can learn some skill sets and, you know, make this work. You've obviously tried it the traditional way that he built his business and it wasn't working for me. So he's like, well, what do you have to lose? But I did have one of my upline that said, Brandy, how come you just don't walk across the street and talk to your neighbor? Right. And I was like, been there, done that. And you were with me. So it was kind of frustrating, you know, to go through that little bit of, you know, because they kind of just are like, oh, she's going to go do her own thing. She's like kind of abandoning, you know, the company, like, you know, because once you have to learn a new skill, it takes a little bit of time to learn it. It's not just like it's instantaneous. I wish I could like take Ferny's brain and just bang it up against mine and I knew everything he knew. But it's not exactly how it works.
That costs less than $60.
I just plug in.
You can
download the whole thing. I'm in. Whatever that costs. Just send me the invoice. So, but yeah, that's really what it takes is some effort. But if you think about it like a bow and arrow, right? Because I know a lot of people get involved with building online or learning a skill set, and they're like, well, my team isn't growing. But if you think about a bow and arrow, you have to pull it back to go forward. You have to. It's the skill set you have to learn. And if you don't learn it, you can't really go anywhere else. Like you're just stuck doing what you're doing. And that was the options. I could either learn the new skill sets and create a following and create, you know, what I needed to create to attract people to me and have that knowledge, or I could sit in where I was and just continue to bang my head against the wall and stalk people. I mean, I probably eventually might have built some sort of team doing that, but can you imagine?
Did you ever go to Vegas? You go to Vegas to
I did not, but I do have friends that have done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done similar things, but just not in Vegas. But yeah.
There's money there. You should go there.
Yeah, there's lots of money there.
Who knows? You might make the traditional way work after all.
It's true, I could. Yeah. Probably not a good idea.
It's a captive audience.
Yeah, captive audience.
And they're drugged too. So
and that's true. You could just be like, give me your credit card, you're enrolling.
So let's talk about, and this is a great segue into recruiting professional network marketers, because we are professionals here. It might not seem like it.
Are you sure this is working?
Yeah. Is this working? Test. 1, 2, test. So you have mastered the skill of not only enrolling a lot of people onto your team, building a huge audience, but you started recruiting, you know, 6-figure earners and even 7-figure earners into your team. How do you do that? Like, how does, like, it's probably for most new people, it's a mind-boggling idea. It's like, how would I ever do that? And especially recruiting them when you yourself are nowhere near their success level.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you pull that off?
Well, you pull that off by creating value for other people. And I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, that, you know, whatever, that makes sense to create value, but it's actually an attractive presence because of learning those skill sets, you now become attractive to people that don't have those skill sets, right? And you can teach them, or you can build systems, or you can do whatever you want to do with those skill sets, but it attracts those higher quality people because they want to know what you want to know. And really building online is really not that difficult. It's not really complicated. There's a lot of steps involved, but it's really a duplicatable way to build your business. I mean, we talk about
it's more duplicatable than, you know, old school recruiting.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You're, you know, at a small town.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes. And either way, you know, whether it's old school or, you know, building online, there's a skill set involved. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday. We're here teaching a workshop to some really incredible entrepreneurs, but it's a skill set and you have to learn it regardless. But online is faster. And actually I'm proof of that. Not only me, but, you know, all the other people that you guys have helped build their business as well.
Yeah. So. Building a 6-figure income in your network marketing business is no joke. And I respect everybody that's done that. Old school, new school,
or new school,
you know, because they invest in themselves and develop skills. I think in network marketing, when you get started, they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that you have to learn some serious skill sets that are going to allow you to perform at that level. They tend to just keep things at like say things like, "Oh, you just got to find more people."
Just find one more.
Well,
go and
just
roll
go,
five
just
more.
go across the street. Go talk to your neighbor. That's duplicatable. Bring more people to meetings. It's not selling, it's sharing, and all that stuff is bullshit. It's a lie, because you actually have to learn a professional skill set, even if you are building it old school. And so we're just giving you the option of learning a skill set that doesn't require you to do those creepy and slimy things. That people will end up making fun of you for.
The cool part about building online, which was probably one of my biggest things, is that I went from being that salesman, right? I'm at the door here, I want to, show you these vitamins kind of thing, to someone that has a skill set, someone that can serve other people regardless of what company you're in. Or, like I've even had other businesses come to me. For instance, I had an insurance business that came to me and they're like, "We want to hire you to show us how to do social media marketing."
Wow.
I didn't, of course, take that job because it wasn't worth the money. I don't want to have a boss and that kind of thing. And that wasn't where I wanted to go. But you become attractive to so many other people because of the skill set. So it's like a total master's degree, doctorate degree in marketing.
And so what's the thinking? And by the way, guys, if you're getting value from this, drop Brandy at number 7. And also, just for everyone that's here, I'm giving away 20 minutes of my time at the end of this live. You just need to start a watch party, share on your fan page, share. So not only do you have to start a watch party, but share on your fan page, share on your personal profile, your groups. Type in the comments that you shared and started a watch party. Both shared and started a watch party. Let us know, and we'll be picking somebody at the end. And by the way, the skills we're talking about here, that Brandy has mastered to not only enroll tons of people into her organization, she has one of the fastest growing team in her company, and has the ability to sponsor people, leaders who are 6-figure earners and above. All those skills are actually talked about in Magnetic Sponsoring, a book we are giving away for free. You just got to cover shipping. Also, I highly recommend when you go to magneticsponsoring.com that you actually get the Master Recruiter Bundle, which includes the audiobook, the audio version, if you're an audio listener or want to listen to it while you're in the shower or driving. The digital version, if you want to, watch it or read it on your iPad. And also there's a workshop, Attract, Influence, and Enroll workshop, which walks you through on a video visually how all these skill sets work. So go get your book right now. Now, Brandy, to walk me through the thought process that a 6-figure earner, like a 6-figure, 7-figure earner, what's happening in if they're making that much money in their company, what's happening in their life that they would come approach you about joining your team? Because it's, we certainly don't teach you to be convincing people to leave their company.
Right.
And so what does that look like? Because I think sometimes when people hear, "Oh, you're recruiting from other companies," no, that's not what we're doing at all. So can you kind of walk us through what that looks like?
So these people, usually come to me. Usually we start building a relationship as far as like, okay, how might they build their business in their company online, right? Like that's usually how it starts. Like it's kind of a collaboration where they're looking for education on how to do it with where they're at. And then something might happen with, maybe their company or the comp plan, or, the company changes, or the leadership in their company or whatever. And they're not happy with what's happening anymore inside of that company. And so they go looking for a home. Now, this is something that me as a network marketer years ago, I didn't even know happened, right? Like I was like, people actually leave their companies, but there's stuff that happens all the time, right? Like, I mean, there's been like Advocare, right? Like they changed their business model and all those people were out of network marketing. They built teams for years. There was something that happened with Herbalife where, the FTC came in and did whatever they did, right? Yep. So it's really businesses are going to change. CEOs change, comp plans change. People's vision changes. Maybe their company's not happy with them building online, and so they kind of force them out. I've seen that happen as well. So it's not necessarily people just like jumping to jump, right? They are actually forced to find a home somewhere else. And when they have to make that choice, if there's a way to do it where they have leverage and they can use online, where they can use social media to build a brand and to have a lot of leverage. Because really think about, some top leaders in your company right now. I mean, I can think of some in mind that travel all over the world doing meetings and building old school, which is awesome. Again, like Ferny said, if you've built your business old school, and that is like amazing. Like,
and if you love it, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally cool. However, me having a family and, a lot of kids, I can't necessarily travel all over the world to do meetings. And so I needed another option. And that's where a lot of,
in fact, most of your travel now has nothing to do with you trying to like build a team somewhere.
No. And the biggest thing that's the coolest, like going out to actual dinner and not having to stalk the waitress.
Yeah.
So
that is not your target market.
It's not your target
They
market.
do not qualify to be in business. Yeah. So that's one of the things we teach. It's like, who's your target market? And who are the people that you want to build an audience of, that would be ideal for your business? Well, people who are in the direct sales, network marketing, opportunity space, let's build an audience out of that, because I think what I found in the 15 years or so that I've been doing this is like the industry, the profession, people are constantly in flux. They're moving. Issues with companies, I'd say if I had to estimate, I have no data on this, but I'm sure if somebody did it, it might offer some insight. I'd say about 30 to 40% of the network marketing profession, in terms of people in network marketing, are constantly moving. Something is happening where they've chosen to move for some reason, whether they don't like their company anymore, their company got shut down, their company changed the comp plan.
Right.
In some cases, the company doesn't get shut down. They just decide, hey, we're not going to be a network marketing company anymore. We're going to take all your customers. Bye-bye.
Yeah, no more. We need no more distributors to help us now. We're just going to take
or if you're, hey, maybe your upline's just an asshole and you don't want to make him money anymore.
Yeah.
Like whatever the reason, that's just the state of the industry. And so if we can provide value to people, demonstrate our value and our leadership to folks, and then they on their own decide, hey, I want to be with Brandy. And by the way, attraction marketing is there's also a cold market recruiting aspect to it. It's enrolling through marketing, but the point is you're attracting people to you.
Yeah, you're no longer the one, hunting people. They're actually coming to you. In fact, on Tuesday, I just had a gal send me a message. Hey, I just enrolled in your team. What do I do now? Like, she personally enrolled, and
without you doing anything.
Without me doing anything. It was, and I even tell Ferny, I'm like, is this even real? Like, I told him that yesterday. I'm like, this is the craziest stuff. Yeah, I'm like, let me pinch you. Is this actually happening? Oh, I thought we were in split screen.
Oh yeah, split screen. We're split screen. We're not in the same room. Split screen. We're actually in Denver in a boardroom. All right, so guys, again, if you didn't hear, in a few moments, I am going to be giving away a 20-minute call with myself. Start a watch party, share this on your fan page. I will be selecting somebody. And also let us know in the comments that you've done so, that you've started a watch party and that you shared. I'll be selecting somebody in just uno momento.
Yeah, and make sure you guys are getting your magnetic sponsoring book. It is a free offer. You just have to pay for shipping. But then there is like, what is it called? It's like the ultimate, what's it called?
Master Recruiter Bundle?
Master Recruiter Bundle. Yeah, get that, because you're going to want that. And it comes with some extra bonuses that are really cool.
Here's the thing. People are like recruiting, you're giving away a book. What's the catch? It's like, the catch is we're betting on you guys. It actually costs us money. We're going in the negative. Every book that we sell, we're going in the negative. We're losing money. And essentially, we're betting that you're going to love the ideas inside magnetic sponsoring and love attraction marketing so much that you're going to want to continue working with us, like Brandy has. Like Whit and Carrie, your really good friends, like they have, and build massive businesses like Dex to Deck has. So many people have taken advantage, literally thousands of people have taken advantage of attraction marketing, have forever changed their lives and shifted away from doing things the way they were doing it before. Nothing wrong with it. They just hated it.
Yeah. It's just really not that much fun to stop waitresses.
I hated doing that. I did it for 9 months in traditional network marketing. I was actually very good at it, just like you were.
Yeah.
But I found out that my downline did not.
Yeah, they can't duplicate it.
Well, they don't want to do it.
Yeah, they won't do it.
So if they're not going to do it, it's not duplicatable. And so here's what duplicatable is. It's like, I can build an audience. I can build my own network. And network marketing is about marketing to your network. Well, one, network marketers, take the two words, network and marketing. Network marketers know crap about marketing.
Right.
They don't even know how to.
And their network usually sucks.
Their network sucks. They don't know crap about marketing. And they're being asked to sell, and they don't know anything about selling. At least, to be honest, network marketing should be called network selling. They just don't teach you anything about how to sell, and certainly no marketing. So we put the marketing back in network marketing. On top of that, since most networks and network marketing suck, your personal network, and they suck, not that they're bad people, they're just not going to be very good prospects or very targeted prospects. The only thing in your favor is that they know you. And for some of you, that goes against you, depending on what your past relationship looked like with them is.
The know, like, and trust might be a little shady.
And so we teach you how to build your own following, your own network through attraction. And so the reason it's called attraction marketing is because basically we're replacing, that first word in network marketing and actually doing marketing, which
right.
is
And if someone like me that really, I seriously did not know how to copy and paste, can pick up the strategy. And someone like me that has, I have 6 kids, right? It's not like I had some MIT education, right? If someone like me can do that, anybody can do this. It's totally proof. And there's, it's not just me. There's other people that have similar situations, educated, non-educated, whatever. It doesn't matter. And that's the cool part about the strategy. It doesn't matter.
Well, we did a workshop. Some of our more advanced students, they're here at a workshop learning. This is the 4th day of our workshop. We have doctors in that room. We have real estate agents. We have what other
lawyers?
Lawyers. We have lawyers. That's right. We have lawyers.
Yeah.
We have attorneys, and then we have people that are stay-at-home moms, nurses, people of all stripes. Oh, that's right. There's that math guy.
The math guy.
So this is for everybody that wants to do it a different way, wants to do it from home, wants to create actual leverage from the get-go. And I encourage you guys, if this is your first time tuning in, watch some of the previous lives we've done over the past week as it relates to magnetic sponsoring. And, you hear more of those case studies as to how attraction marketing has saved the businesses of so many people.
Yeah. And you can get the magnetic sponsoring book. Kathy's asking where you get it. You get it at magneticsponsoring.com.
Yeah, it's right there on the screen.
Yeah, right there on the screen. So Kathy, you can see that. Yeah.
Is
this working?
This thing working?
Yeah. So that's where you get it. So
awesome. Thank you, Brandy, for being on. Really appreciate it.
It was fun.
And again, we're not in the same room. This is a split screen. Split screen. Split screen. So take care, everybody. Have an awesome day. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to pick somebody right now. So,
you're going to pick somebody.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. Who am I going to pick? All right. Let me see.
I know we shared.
Shared as a watch party on my page.
The suspense.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun. Drum roll, please. Who's it going to be? All right.
Kimberly Harper.
Yay! Go, Kimberly.
I'm thinking Kimberly Harper. Kimberly, can you send a message to support? elitemarketingpro.com/support, and we will schedule your call. So you can
tell them that Ferny picked you off the live for a coaching call.
You were selected. Just let them know that you just need to just have them forward your message to me, and we'll
somebody tag her just in case she's not.
If Kimberly's not on, make sure to stalk her and tell her that
let her know
she won the 20-minute call. So. Awesome. So thank you, everybody. Have an awesome day. Go get your free book, magneticsponsoring.com. Get the recruiting bundle as well with the audio and the workshop and the digital version. And, that's all we're asking. We're literally betting on you. There's more to do, obviously, and there's more to, you're going to have the opportunity to get over $1,000 in bonuses when you get your book and be a part of our community and learn how you can actually become the next Brandy Shaver.
It's been the best decision I've ever made.
Or the next Brandon Shaver if you're a guy. So,
you're a guy?
If you're a guy, Brandon Shaver.
Brandon or Brandy Shaver.
Brandy Shaver. There you go. Brandy's awesome. So
thanks, Brandy. Appreciate you having
and
me
this
on.
Is all real, Brandy. It's real.
It's real.
I'm pitching you right now. Bye, everybody.
See you later. Bye-bye.